Good morning, friends. I'm Dewey, and my Tech Talk topic for today is USB 4. What is it and what's new? This is my third Tech Talk on USB ports and cables, and as I promised last week, I'll be telling you more about USB 4 today. Now, is it USB 4 without a dash, or is it USB 4 without a dash or a space? Well, the USB Implementers Forum states that USB 4, no dash or space, USB Type-C, and USB-C are USB IF registered trademarks. The USB Implementers Forum makes it clear that any discussion of USB 4 needs to include Thunderbolt 3 and Thunderbolt 4. Thunderbolt is a trademark belonging to the Intel Corporation. I'll talk with you a little bit more about that later. According to the USB-IF, USB 4 represents a major update that enables the highest USB bandwidth to be available while extending the capabilities of the USB Type-C connectors' data transmission performance. USB 4 builds on the existing USB 3.2 architecture that was as sophisticated as it got at that level, and defines a method of sharing a single high-speed link with multiple devices when transmitting data. USB 4 is able to transmit data at 20 gigabits per lane using existing USB Type-C cables or 40 gigabits per second if both lanes are used to perform a two-lane operation. However, 40 gigabytes USB IF certified cables are necessary in that situation. Key USB 4 characteristics also include multiple data and display protocols for efficient sharing of bandwidth and backward compatibility with USB 3.2 and USB 2.0 and Thunderbolt 3. Thus far, I've only spoken on data transfer and display protocols in USB 4. So what about USB power delivery? Well, the USB IF has imposed limitations on standards it sets for cable assemblies and connectors certification. And here's the skinny on this. The USB IF cable assembly and connectors certification program is available only to cables that are defined in the USB 2.0, USB 3.2, and USB Type-C specifications. Interestingly, one of these specifications states captive cables are not eligible for USB IF certification. So what's a captive cable? Well, a captive cable is defined as a cable that has one USB connector and is either permanently attached to its device or has a non-USB connector on the other end. So that's the story, Morning Glory. In 2021, the USB IF issued USB Power Delivery Revision 3.1, a major update that enabled the delivery of up to 240 watts of power over full-featured USB Type-C cables and connectors. In other words, the very heaviest duty. This expanded the use of USB power delivery to a larger number of devices and applications where the previous 100-watt maximum just simply wasn't adequate. Revision 3.1 also enables the maximum functionality of USB by providing more flexible power delivery along with data. In other words, power and data over a single cable. And that is unbelievable. USB 4 is obviously a very complex and difficult to understand subject. And I hope your eyes aren't too glazed over at this point. A lady named Michelle, writing in a MacSales.com blog, clarified it by saying, here's what you really know. So the rest of my tech talk is going to be what Michelle said. USB-C is a connection type. USB-C is not Thunderbolt 3, Thunderbolt 4, or USB 4. It's only the connection type that those technologies use. To understand the difference between those technologies, you have to go past the USB-C connector, even though they all share it. Thunderbolt 3 and 4 and USB 4 are communication standard, or a protocol that provides a set of features for a computer to interact with through that particular USB connection. So again, that's their communication standards. All three of these communication standards use the USB-C connection type to connect computers and devices. And of course, you see them demonstrated in the graphic at the upper left. The difference between Thunderbolt 3 and Thunderbolt 4 is that Thunderbolt 4 guarantees certain specifications that are optional with the Thunderbolt 3 standard. Thunderbolt 4 is always 40 gigabits per second, while Thunderbolt 3 and USB 4 can operate at either 20 or 40 gigabits per second. But by the way, there are some special specifications for that 40 gigabit speed. The difference between Thunderbolt 3 and USB 4 is purely in the name. The actual standards are identical. In fact, Intel's giving the Thunderbolt 3 standard to the USB Implementers Forum allowed for the adoption of this technology on USB 4 devices. As far as cables go, regardless of whether the device is USB 4 or Thunderbolt 4, it's best to purchase a Thunderbolt 4 cable to work with any of those devices to ensure full compatibility. Since Thunderbolt 4 includes support for USB ports and DisplayPort, if you see the Thunderbolt logo, which is a small lightning bolt and the number 4 on the cable, you know that this connection can do it all. And if you look to the right, carefully, you can see that Thunderbolt and that number 4. So what is DisplayPort? Michelle ended her blog without explaining, and this is a good place for me to end as well. Joanne and I are busy preparing to leave Mesa, Arizona on Thursday for our home in Minnesota. Going through Denver, by the way. Consequently, if I'm not able to finish this topic next Monday, I will do so in a couple of weeks. Well, thanks for watching, and I'm sticking with this one. Golly, my brain is about fried because this is a complicated subject, and I hope I've helped you rather than hampered you. Well, thanks for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you probably in 2 weeks. Bye now.